that time again where we bring you the best.
Welcome to another interesting part of your number one program. Yeah, by now you should understand what I'm talking about. Because whether you like it or not, we're talking about women. And whether you like it or not again, a woman in the society has quality, quantity, and we come to preach that only on your program. Ladylike. Now go on. And it's an important topic we're going to be discussing today. And whether we like it or not, it's something that we have to look at because it is really glaring us in the face in society. Yeah. We're going to be talking about marriage counseling.
It is needed.
It's needed, sweetheart.
Very, 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 very needed. And then one thing that baffles me the most is the reason for which most of them are going their separate ways.
That is why we actually brought in an expert today to come and tell us why are these things happening? Mm-hmm. What is the reason for this break in marriages? And what is the way forward? You know, because whether we like it or not, if you're not happy in your home, it will tell in every aspect. Yeah. As a woman, mm-hmm. Depression will set in. Yeah.
You cannot even give in your best in everything you do at work. Like you just be transferring anger,
transferred aggressions. Nobody's marriage is perfect, we all know that. But for crying out loud, we have to make the best of every.
So this is also even for the single ladies.
Thank you.
Who want to marry too? Let us know which one they want. So marriage they want or wedding.
So open your ear as our guests will come after the break to give us more details about how to keep a good and lasting marriage. Go nowhere.
You're welcome back from that short break. Well, if you just tuned in, it is still Ladylike. And this is the interview segment. And as usual, we always bring to you very special guests. And today is no exception. Join me as I make welcome Tolulope Ekwe. She is a pharmacist, an author, and a marriage coach. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank
to the
you
program,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you.
I had pharmacist. I had author. I had
marriage coach.
Which one started first?
Okay, pharmacist started first.
So that's the past university level.
Yes, not just university. I went on to do a number of things. My master's, a fellowship with the West African Postgraduate College. But I've always had a creative side. Right. So the writing, children's books. We have a book coming out that's my husband and I co-authored. It's called Raging Waters.
This is my family affair.
About marriage. Well, what can I say?
You know.
What's the book about?
It's a novel. Very amazing novel. I won't let the cat out of the bag, but let me just say that it is you wouldn't want to drop it. So for almost 10 years now, our church has, so we have this program that we are part of, and we've been counseling couples over the years. And so just from things we've picked up along the way, like, why marriage counseling?
Why did you decide to go into marriage counseling? Is it that you're seeing a lot of wahalas? Why marriage counseling?
Oh, I wish I could tell you something very dramatic, I just discovered this problem and decided to solve it. No, nothing. I'm not Voltron.
How did it all start?
What happened? The first thing was I was married. And I was happily married to my husband, my friend. We're pals.
Yeah.
And then this opening came up in church to attend a marriage enhancement program. Okay. This is supposed to make your marriage better. So it was pure curiosity. And we went for that program, and wow, it was so rich. I remember thinking, why wasn't something like this available in my parents' time? In the time of many other people? Because the truth is, there are many good people that are married and are finding it difficult just because nobody's really helping them or they don't have enough help with figuring out the marriage institution. So after going through it, somehow we were also co-opted into the program as facilitators, and we've been doing that since. And then the need starts opening up because there are people everywhere that need help with marriage. You can imagine what it's like apart from our jobs. We work very busy jobs. Yeah. But apart from that, to still make the time to counsel couples, to take care, to discuss issues. And we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. So you can imagine what it's like to get to those places where people are a mess, and then things get better, and things get better. And then you are seeing a happy couple. Yeah. So the first thing we need to know about marriage is it involves two people from two different backgrounds. And it doesn't matter if you're from the same tribe, from the same clan. You're still different. Your families are different. Your outlooks on life.
Even twins are not the same.
Even twins are not the same. So that's the thing. So you have two different people. Then man and woman are very different. No matter how much we fight for equality and we claim we are all the same, it's not true. Right down to the cellular level, we are different. Mm-hmm. So you now have this man who thinks a certain way, because men typically tend to think a certain way, and then women tend to think a certain different way, generally speaking. Of course, again, that you can't really generalize with individuals because people have their individual traits. But you have two different people, and they come together, and they're supposed to be working together. Bible says, can two work together except they agree?
Exactly.
That agreeing is work.
I can't.
It is work. So you find that those are some of the challenges that for many people, they come into marriage with expectations, with dreams, with, sometimes fantasies.
Yeah.
Think about it. Anything that is of importance, people prepare adequately. Mm-hmm. You want to go to a new school, you will research the school. Mm-hmm. What are the courses they do? Where will I stay? Will I be off campus or will I be on? You do all this research. When you want to move to a new town, where is the market? Mm-hmm. Where is the school? Where is the nearest bus stop? Research. When it comes to marriage, I'm old enough. He's old enough.
I'm in love.
I like him. He likes me. He bought me flower. She bought me chocolate.
Let us be out.
There is more to it.
Oh. Is it that they are not compatible? Is it that they just can't stay together? There are two people you see that are facially beautiful. Since one was born in Nigeria, you understand? Mm. And you see them outside, they are together, they seem to have this kind of love. Connection. But immediately they enter house, they lock that door.
Cat and dog.
Eyes left, eyes right, you understand? What is the issue? Is it that they get tired of themselves after staying together for a while? Is it that things just happen, economy change? What are these issues? What is the cause of this?
Okay, so first, there are many angles to it, okay? We can look at it from the angle of just relating. The marriage relationship is just about the closest relationship you can have.
Yeah,
true. Because think about it. Yes, you may live with your mom and dad. You don't get naked with mom and dad. Mm-hmm. You don't get naked with your brother and sister. But marriage is a naked relationship in the sense that nothing hides.
Nothing. Yeah.
You can hide for a while.
Yeah.
It must come out. Mm-hmm. So in that relationship, you see each other for who you really are. If you find a couple who have been married 10, 20, 30 years, and they are in love, they have taken a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because everybody has their own type of bullshit. So one of the problems is people enter into marriage without being prepared to take bullshit. Sure. So before you get married, you need to be able to relate as friends. One of the problems that me have encountered is that a lot of people rush into things like sex.
Yeah.
You are courting, bam, 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 you started having sex. What does that do? It blocks your eyes. You can't see beyond your nose again. That now becomes the issue. You see each other, boom. Yeah. You see each other, boom. And then the conversations you should be having, you're not having them.
Yeah.
You're not having them. So the things that you're even noticing, sometimes you're noticing things that, this should be a concern. No. But before you can talk, you're back in bed. Before you can talk, you're back in bed. So you just find yourself, next thing you're married.
She's pregnant,
she's taking you.
Nothing you can do.
Boom, boom, boom. And you're wondering, how did I get here? Exactly. So that is one of the major problems. So I think that before marriage, if people can build friendship. Before you become boyfriend and girlfriend, become friends. Exactly. Because with friends, you can You can be silly with your friend.
Yeah.
You can fight with each other. You can say, man, calm down. Always do that. Why you talk to me like, okay, sorry.
And actually, it's only your friend that can take your excesses,
Exactly.
can correct you.
Yeah.
But you can actually learn to love somebody.
Yeah, you can.
You can learn on the
Yes,
job.
you can learn.
But you see that friendship, if you don't start with friendship or with a focus on friendship, it's hard though. Because if not, what are you? Are you professional colleagues? What are you?
Exactly.
Are you roommates? What are you? What are you? When sex is not happening, when children are not there, what are you?
You don't the old.
So that's what are you? That's the foundation.
What do you think is wrong with our generation now? Or even their generation that think divorce is the way out? Dialogue, I know, is one of the things that can solve all these. But it seems to me that dialogue is no longer working. What do you think is the problem?
That's a very good question, especially for people who have stayed together for so long. And this was a commitment to forever.
For life.
Death do us part. So now we have gone through all the tough parts. We have born the babies. We have seen them through school. We have had them sick. We've stayed in hospital. We've dealt with all these things. They've been fine. Now they've grown up and they're having their own children. Why should we divorce?
Exactly.
Here's the thing. One of the major things, I think this is especially peculiar to women. A lot of women pretend in marriage.
Wow. That is it.
Pretend, put up an act. Now imagine, like I told you, this person is not your friend. So you can't be open. You have to be a certain way. This is how, in his place,
You can't pretend
this is
forever
how
now.
women. This is how women are. So you pretend, you endure, you swallow. Some of them, maybe they're beating them. They swallow. Then you have older women telling you in the same community that, is it fitting that you are talking? Come on. So you swallow, you swallow. You can't, because you see, you can't betray yourself for too long. Who you are is who you are. God created you for a purpose. And at some point, 32 years later, hello, a lot of your life has finished. So many of these women, they are now telling themselves, to hell with whoever is going to say,
I don't care.
Yes.
I am out of here. And meanwhile, they could have got help much earlier.
Yeah.
Because these children, you see, they know these fake lives that people are pretending and patching things up. They can see right through it. They know you guys are not okay. So you're giving them a wrong model for the sake of the children. Those children are going to grow up and model the same for the sake of the children. Who are we really helping? So what I'm saying is, if you're sick, if your marriage is sick, get help. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your children, you owe it to your future generations.
But I think society is also not doing well or doing us good. Because you see somebody trying to compare your marriage with somebody else's. Do you think that, like, they'll ask you, do you think you're really suffering? Wait until you hear this person's story. And then sometimes if you want to speak out, the society thinks you don't have
What
endurance.
throw at you,
Do you get? So I think society is not helping matters.
especially in the case of the woman.
Yes,
she's going
the
through.
woman is always the victim.
Maybe she's going through a very, very violent relationship, beating, things like that. Like you rightly said, maybe she's supposed to come for peace.
But I keep quiet.
If you just come, you use makeup cover this. Makeup cover. You don't want your ass. Sorry.
You ma waiting you talk.
Waiting you talk.
No, some will blame you. That's something. It's your fault.
During COVID, there were a lot of women who were suffering, who were being beaten up by boyfriends, by husbands, because being locked down with somebody.
They were at home together all
247. So this is why women must go to school.
That's all.
Why women must get, in fact, you don't even need it. Nowadays,
independent.
go online, learn something. There are things that you can learn.
So many.
And increase your capacity to help yourself. Because what I'm saying, I'm not a women's lib person. I believe in the marriage institution. I believe in the men taking care of their wives and taking care of their children. But you see, there is nobody that God created to be dominated, to be oppressed, to be put
To be bullied.
to be crushed. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. And women ought to say to themselves, look at yourself in the mirror and say, no, I'm better than this.
Yeah.
I'm better than this. No. And sometimes even the men who are doing these things need help.
Exactly.
They learned it from their fathers.
Yes, what they used to see. So
They are bringing.
They don't know that it can be different.
That is it.
Yes.
What word of advice you have? Now, people are getting married every day.
marriages are breaking up
Every day.
women are still patching managing relationships. Children are in short. Children have started seeing people think children don't know too, like you said.
They
They
know
see it well.
Very
So,
well.
I want advice, especially for young couples and couples that have reached almost 30 years of marriage and want to break up. Is there something that can be done?
So the whole focus is on the wedding, which is just one day,
That's good.
and it's gone. Then what about the marriage?
So people are not preparing for marriage. They don't know the things they should know. The fundamentals of why is marriage. Don't just assume I'm old enough, let me marry.
Yes.
What is marriage? Okay, why marriage? Am I supposed to marry?
Exactly.
Are you even ready?
Am I ready?
Are you even ready?
Am I ready?
These are all the questions, yes.
Can I spend the whole of my rest of my life with one person?
These are questions you're asking you before we move to the person now, whether is this the person I should marry?
Okay, there's some, since we're talking about women, there's a story my husband likes to share, and it just stays with me so much. Imagine with him that you have a woman standing by the side of the road. She's flagging down taxi, but she's a bit distracted. She's on the phone. Hello, blah, 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 flags the taxi, enters the car, the car is driving. Halfway down the road, she realizes, starts looking around. Where am I? I'm trying to go to Maitama. Where are you going? Driver says, hey,
Good.
it's Lugbe. Okay, it's Gudu. It's Gudu I'm going to. Say, Gudu. I don't want to go to Gudu.
Exactly.
It's Maitama I want to go to. Guy said, I never told you I was going to Maitama.
You enter my motor.
You enter my motor. Now Gudu me and they go. Now at that point, this lady has two options. It's either she comes down, she don't miss road. If she says, okay, you know what, let me just be going to the Gudu. It's now to be begging the man, stay away. That somehow after we reach Gudu, you can somehow find a way to also carry me to Maitama. Let's branch Maitama. Do you understand? That's the issue. We're so distracted by this wedding. The guy is fine. He's tall. The picture will be nice. This is it.
We're going to Saudi Arabia.
Is that the issue? Then you now enter, you now 6 months. You now say, hey, where am I?
Exactly.
Namibi. That's the issue. So those are questions that you need to ask. They're introspective questions. When I was going to think about marriage, I had my list now. You know, young girls.
Of course now.
The guy should be impacting my friends. This is say TDH. Tall, dark, handsome. Later we added R. TDRH. Tall, dark, rich, and handsome. All right now. When the Holy Spirit began to minister to me, sorry, Holy Spirit must enter this. First of all, told him that you see this person that you're describing. He didn't do.
It doesn't exist in existence.
Number two, he said, even if there was such a person, will he come for you?
I said, that was a hit.
Am I not good enough?
A good shot.
Yes. So what I was saying was, you have not prepared yourself. You are giving me specs for the person that will come and take care of you.
Exactly.
It was a paradigm shift. And for many young people, they need that paradigm shift to understand that, look, who am I? Because when you enter marriage, it is a ministry, it is service.
Life.
You're going there to work. You see all these fine men that you mentioned infidelity.
Yes.
Many young girls now, they like married men.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's ready-made.
I mean, no
You don't
stress.
stress.
No stress.
Now somebody's work, somebody's sweat.
That is it.
If you met him when the wife met him,
Exactly.
you will not want to marry him.
Yes, it's true.
That person said, go and get your own sweat and do your work.
That is it.
That's the issue.
That is it. I like that part.
Share youngest people have heard. Leave them alone.
I like the way you put it. Because if you had seen that man years back,
It's true.
and
You don't agree.
You want us to, you go slap out.
Please talk to them.
But somebody's right and time. I want to say thank you for this one. Really, I know people that are watching, both married and single, have learned a thing or two from this, because this is something that is glaring us in the face.
Then social media is not helping us.
So I was about to say that.
Social media is not helping because people are trying to measure up to images.
That they see
You, if you want to put something on social media, is it not your fine picture you put? Will you put your face without makeup?
At all.
So your best foot forward, then we'll be thinking that's what's happening. When you're having issues, you will hide that one. Then we will be saying, I wish I was like that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence.
so
here
much for
today.
having me.
You really got to tell us how it is. And there are some things they have told us that we should stop lying to ourselves.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
We should
Find
stop.
help.
Be real.
It doesn't help matters.
Find help.
You understand? Find help and don't keep it. Don't hide it. This is a topic that we can't exhaust in one episode. Eshego.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad.
Dalu. Since you are Igbo and Yoruba, she has said, so let me say Dalu.
Yes, sir. That plus the house also.
Mungo Day.
She can.
You come, I don't understand.
I grew up in Jos. I married Igbo man. I am Yoruba.
Yoruba.
I'm a Nigerian somebody.
Complete package.
This is the next president.
Hey! Everywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's not it. We want to thank our guests for being here today. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so
The
much.
work that you are doing, God will definitely reward
Amen.
you. You are building homes.
Yeah.
And you are mending broken hearts. That is how God will also be there for your own home, your own family. And I can tell you, as you go further, people will see what you are doing and you'll be appreciated not only by man, but by God.
Pastor Mrs. Orwe Preacher.
I'm not there, go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Wow. So much has been said.
Listen, in short,
Oh boy.
and the annoying part is that this thing is still happening.
Happening.
And like you said during the interview, you went for marriage counseling for your wedding.
Yes,
People go.
we did.
You will sit and they will
But
ask
you know,
you
it
questions.
helped us.
Well, I mean,
it
some people
helps.
don't. Some people, everybody goes for wedding. You understand that counseling.
You
for
know,
marriage.
first of all, people go into marriages for different reasons. Some who are not even ready. They are getting married because their friends are getting married.
Exactly.
Or because their age,
No.
age is no longer on their side. They've forgotten that everybody's grace is not the same thing.
Exactly.
We may be age mates, but we're not grace mates. I always say this.
I like that thing.
You know, that's just it, whether I like it or not.
Exactly.
So just wait for your time and then be sure that you are ready, you are prepared physically, mentally,
spiritually,
emotionally.
emotionally.
That thing is not easy. Pressure is more on the girl child,
Yes,
on the female.
fear menopause is coming. I have to give birth to all my children.
Parental pressure, uncle. The truth of the matter is, if you don't give in much in a marriage, don't expect
Don't
much.
expect.
And not be Wayona. Whatever you give in is what you. Of course, in fact, women are even expected to even give more.
More.
That's just the
You
truth.
understand?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, it's on that note. We want to say thank you for being there today, and we hope we've learned a lot, not even a thing or two, a lot from this particular interview. Because it's something that we can't just finish talking about it in one episode. It's not going to work. Because there are a lot of things that, when you work as a marriage counselor, you get to hear different things.
Yeah, so
Is this one?
like today now, and again today, she also mentioned one thing about women. Please, women, don't sit idle. Empower yourself. And then, of course, talk, dialogue. That one helps a lot.
Yeah.
Ali that might I know. It helps a lot. Communication. That's the cocoa.
That is.
Sometimes they say love. Yes, of course. Love is the thing that even brought two people together. It's not business. This is not business.
That's usual. Exactly.
Exactly. So love, communication, dialogue, those things will help you. Trust.
That's for the marriage counselor.
Ah.
That's not what to say. Thank you for being there and tune in same time, same station on your number one program. Ladies